Everybody's main concern these days is the corona pandemic. So keeping that in mind, X-Own Pharma has come up with a medical invention called MG4K, and today we're here to get to know more about it. And to do the honors, we have indigenous herbalist Alexander Pires and Dr. Manohari Vikramarachi, biomedical scientist and molecular biologist and doctor of alternative medicine. The first question would be, what exactly is MG4K and the health benefits?
MG4K is a product that was manufactured by X-Own Pharma. It's a supplementary product that we have manufactured completely to fight against COVID virus, which is at the moment it's it's a pandemic in the world, and we have made this capsule. It's a fully organic capsule, and it will help you to boost your immunity in a different way. I believe for that, in a scientific aspect, if we talk about it, there's a complicated dynamic to it. But then again, the ingredients what we have taken to manufacture this, it's all organic, and it's a very, it's a very unique product. There's no other product in the market like MG4K. But if we were to talk deeply about this and to explain this much more thoroughly for a person to understand in science, I believe Dr. Manohari can give an explanation to that in a much more deeper format.
Yeah, so what we have done is that we have first studied the virus, how it enters the body and the pathways it's taking, and its entry points, exit points, and how it's sustained in the body. So we did a thorough study into that, and also at the same time we went into the roots of the coronavirus. We tried to find actually before it enters before it enters human-to-human transmission, how it's originated, and we had a lot of theories about that. And then there are, how when you look at the existence of the virus, how far it has gone. So it's like, the first impact of the virus came in 2002 as SARS-CoV-1, and then the Merck came, and then now it's CoV-2. So it's the same virus coming in different form in different time period. So before that, if you look at the history, it's not something new. It has been there for many, many years, maybe at the beginning, because the latest research indicate that even the time when the Neanderthals was existing in the planet, there was a competition between the Homo sapiens sapien and the Neanderthals, and nature has published something very interesting. So they say the people who carry the Neanderthal genes, chromosome 12, actually has certain mutations that can fight better for coronaviruses. So we have considered so many angles to this, and then we have also studied how it behaves in the bats, inside bat, and we have tried to see what more animals that it can live, and how they do it. So it's pretty interesting to see that how the corona is actually trying to have a kind of a companionship, the host. They are trying to survive inside. It's a pretty interesting, concept of the corona's behavior. But the problem is why it's exceeding certain limits, and why it's become such a virulent that it can kill somebody. So that's the point that we are we looked at. And so we developed this purely based with plant origin, and it's a vegetable components gone into the production. So we are very happy with the product and the success rate of what we have created.
And when it comes to a new product, everyone's main concern is about the side effects of it. Can you elaborate on this and about how this would help the people and the side effects of it as well?
We really took that into consideration. We really took the side effect factor into consideration, and we tested MG4K for about 1 year, or not more, for about 1.5 years. We did rigorous testing among the community. So we have tested this, and it was a concern for us, what will happen if somebody takes this and who is having, let's say, a person just asked me some time back, what will happen to a person who takes this medication if he is having some other sort of sicknesses, let's say, for instance, if he is having blood pressure, or if he is having sugar, or if it's diabetes, or you can name whatever it is. So they asked me. And one thing that we want to emphasize is that this is fully organic, but I don't want to mention the word all the time organic, but this is fully, how to say, vegetable based product. So 100% we can give you an assurance that there won't be any side effects. That is 100% sure. Now, to the extent how to say, how well it will work against the virus, now that is a question which nobody can answer. That nobody can answer and say, it will work in this capacity for one person, but in this capacity to another person. But through science, through what Dr. Manohari has done, through mathematical science, she has made this formula in a such way that scientifically we can prove 100% this will work, and 100%, this is the key factor that we want to emphasize, there won't be any side effects. Now that is done not through science, but through mathematical science. Now that is a complete different genre, and since we are using all plant-based, not even plant-based, these are all plant-based but vegetable products, so there won't be any side effects. That is 100% we can assure that there won't be any side effects. Dr. Manohari, would you like to add anything?
Yes, so when you look at plants and the vegetable components, vegetables that we consume every day, there are certain things that, when you look at the constituents it carries, actually unbelievably, surprising, how it can help us. Because I believe whatever we do, at the end, it's the basic structures, the humans or the plants, whatever the existence comes down to the molecular level. And when it comes to molecular levels, we can see it's comprised of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. So the universe, everything what we are in it is actually share these elements. The elements, if you look at the pediatric table, you can see the elements, how it's existing, and then how we interact with it. So at the end, we are trying to actually build, maintain and retain the structure of the physical body. So the physical body, when it comes to look at the physical body, we have to build our cells. So though we are multicellular organisms, this true fight is over between our single cell and the virus, whatever the microorganism that is entered. So this is, if you look at that level, it's actually cell to cell fight. It's not multicellular, but it's like we get affected and the whole system collapses. So these interactions and whatever, at the end, why nutrition, what we have to think is how are we going to safeguard our molecules, how are we going to safeguard our structure. So the main component we can think, what we take in is actually through via food. We have to take these molecules via air, breathing, and then we get the water as the other second molecules that we coming in as H2O, and all other minerals, all other things that we are consumed naturally comes through food. So the food, different vegetables carry a lot of different molecules in them. So for instance, like some vegetables carry a lot of amino acids, like different varieties of, because we have essential, we can produce, the human body can produce 20 amino acids, and the balance we have to take in from the plants. So we have considered all that into the making of MG4K, and then so we have categorized certain vegetables what carries to serve our purpose of boosting our immunity, what we need in our cellular system. So we have considered our like enzyme system, hormone system, what we need. We have just analyzed all that, and we have selected certain vegetables and their components to make the MG4K. So that's how we are like, that's why we are gone into a food-based production.
So that nobody would suffer from any side effects.
Yeah.
And
so that's why I say, vegetables we eat every day, unless we eat excess, nothing can go wrong in whatever we consume, because we need that.
And let's say I have been tested positive with COVID-19. Will taking this supplement help me in any way?
Definitely yes. It will help you. That is a unique feature that MG4K carries. It's a unique feature. At the moment, there isn't a single product out there in the market. I don't want to offend anybody, but that is the truth. There is not a single product in the market that says that scientifically proven. I mean, just for the sake of saying, you can say anything. But scientifically proven, there is no scientific backing or scientific standing on what they are saying. So definitely, to the question, yes, it will help you immensely. It will help you like nothing else. But now, it's not just us saying it because it's our product. It will help it or help you to overcome COVID-19. We have to back it. We have to back it. At the moment, world wants everything in science, so we have to back it in science. If it was something else, then it's something else. So scientifically, yes, we can back it. And if you are tested positive, like I said it earlier, we can give you an assurance. We can see recovery in a speed that is, which is, how to say, it is unbelievable, the recovery rate. And that is, then again, it's based on science, the recovery rate is there. And why does a person recover like that? Now that's a complete different story. I will just illustrate on this a little bit. We have categorized the COVID virus, the entry as one stage, then the multiplication inside the human body as stage 2, and then the stage 3 is where today the world, you get the PCR test and you find you're positive. At that moment, the COVID virus is exiting the body. It has been in your body, it has done whatever it has done. So at that moment, giving a medicine, it doesn't matter. A lot of medication in the world, most of them are like that. It's like once you see the symptoms, you are taking medication. Now, Dr. Manohari, as a doctor, she can tell you this. How come every patient that goes to the doctor with the flu, how come the doctor doesn't get the flu? The reason for that is that normally these viruses and all those are getting transmitted before you show the signs. So once you have the signs, it's a different story. So I believe doctor can explain on that aspect and how the virus will help. Not the virus, the supplement can help you once you take it and if you are infected, because it will neutralize the virus in your body at stage 1. So if doctor can explain it through science, I believe it will help everyone.
Right. So when you look at how the pattern of COVID infection running in our society, we can categorize into two. Like we have the asymptomatic group and a symptomatic group. So asymptomatic group doesn't express symptoms at all. They are perfectly in normal shape, but they carry the virus, and when you compare with the symptomatic, and when you see the clinically how they change their internal body, you can see clearly they both show same changes. Clinically you can see there is a virus active in your system. So the same way when you look at PCR positive COVID infected patient, there is a time, after a certain time, our system overrides. Our system overrides and take over our internal organs, and it comes to a stage where we are unable to cope with the fast multiplication of the virus inside the body. So when you look at it, There can be many reasons as to why that is happening. Sometimes your existing health condition can aggravate the cellular multiplication as virus developing in faster than our ability to fight over. So then we realize how strong our immune system has to be to overcome the mass replication of the virus inside. So we have to come to a point where we understand this, as in what do we need in this context, what do we have to provide for our immune cells to be stronger and give the protection, so without giving an override in our system. So there come where when there is an infection in our body, we mass produce white blood cells. So we compensate our bone marrow for that, and then lymphocytes. We produce certain, there is a big range of white blood cells. They cater for different at different levels and the different stages. How they fight over the virus changes at different stages. So when we consider all that, how MG4K comes into the picture, we provide certain essential macro and micronutrients to supply. We quickly supply what is required by the cells, because we also like an army, we need to supply ammunition to win a fight. So same way, MG4 can keep giving. We are giving the most essential minerals, vitamins. So we have a set of very crucial elements that required to have a strong immune system. So we keep providing that. So when we are multiplying, we don't have a heavy compensation on our production, because we are providing what we need, so there is a kind of we are trying to build an cell death and the back in regeneration, a balance. So what we do is we are actually supplying the nutrients to the fast developing, fast fighting cells. So when you are infected with COVID, that's what happens. We are come to a stage we cannot cope with the virus multiplication, because they spread everywhere. It's not only the lungs, they enter the system, they can hide, and there are a lot of information recently published in Nature publications. They have seen articles coming in context of how this virus stay inside the body. So they have also found that lysozyme in our cells, actually they can use as vesicles, and they can stay inside in a lysozyme. So that's what it is. So what we are doing is providing a support for the immune system.
So it would help the person who has already been infected. So
yes.
What about a healthy person? If this person has never contracted the virus and he's super healthy and he feels that he has a good immune system as well, why should this person take the supplement?
So it's a general question that people can ask, why I'm healthy. So, but what are the parameters to measure this and to say that I'm healthy? I'm healthier than you, or you are healthier than me. Okay, because I go to the gym, maybe I bench press, whatever. Okay, or maybe I do this, or maybe I eat better than you. Maybe when appearance wise, I look much better than you. Look, I don't have the glow yet. I'm just talking about, So if you have the glow, look, so how do we consider a person is healthy? This has been changing from I don't know since when, since the time man thought that he knows everything. So there is a time they say, you need to eat like this, you need to drink like this, you need to wake up like this, you need to sleep like this. So now we put certain factors together, and we say within this parameter, I'm healthy. But that is all external. But the real challenge is, just because you are eating doesn't mean you have taken healthy substance into your body. Now, internal dynamics or internal mechanics of a person works very differently. It works very differently from person to person. These internal dynamics are also like our fingerprint. It's different from person to person. Maybe it's our genes, maybe it's something else, maybe whatever extra, whatever. So these things are there. So now let's assume you are healthy. That's the question. Let's assume you are healthy, and now we are coming out with a product and we are saying you should take this. Now the question is not that. The question is, you are healthy, but COVID-19, the virus, he himself is also healthy according to him. So now you are exposed to this virus. Now whatever we are saying, these are completely scientific truths. We are not just making up these things. Now whether we like it or not, COVID-19 is here to stay. Now you are healthy today. I don't know, you are saying you are healthy today according to the parameters of science in the world today. But what about tomorrow? What about 10 years from now on? Because from now on, time is going to pass by, you're going to age, certain factors will come into play, but as far as we know, the virus is mutating to get stronger and stronger, it's not getting weaker and weaker. Now the only factor is here, you are getting old and you are getting weaker by the day. The virus on the other hand is going to the gym and bench pressing more than you. So now the time comes where he is going to get into your system. So now you can say I'm healthy because I'm eating these things. But like Dr. Manohari explained earlier, this blend, what we are giving in MG4K, it's a tailor-made blend. It's not something that you can just overlook and say, okay, these guys have put vegetables together. It's nothing like that. It's a scientific backed product. So when you take this, why we are saying you to take this? When you keep on taking this, there is a way how to take this. The body will be, how to say, it will be reinforced. Let me give an example. If you take a developed country, an industrialized country, if you take America or Russia or China, yes, they don't have a war, but like the immune system, their army is well equipped. So why we are saying to do this is because scientifically Dr. Manohari will explain, you have your antibodies in your body, but they are also being replenished and they are going through a circle. So to reinforce them and to equip them to be robust, so you have to have this in balance. So whether you are healthy or not, we recommend you take this. I believe Dr. Manohari, can you add something to it?
Yeah, so the components what we are putting in is actually designed, as you said, it's designed to overcome the intensifying attack of virus. So we are able to cope when you take this, actually we'll be able to cope better. It's not that we have a barrier that it cannot enter us. It's open. Even if you are vaccinated, it's open. Virus can enter. There's no restriction. It can enter in any way. It's not only the lungs. There are other points it can enter the body. So it can enter.
Basically make you stronger.
Yes, so it's fighting ability, like we are making an immune shield so that we have a better fight over the virus. That's the whole idea of it. So entry point, we cannot. There's no secret weapon to kill the virus. We cannot kill the virus. Only secret weapon is within us. It's our immune cells. So our weapon, we are going to make it stronger to fight over the virus. That's what we are doing with the MG4K.
Since we touched on the topic of vaccine, and it's a very trending topic, they're coming up with new vaccines, 1-shot, 2-shot vaccines and all that. So how is this different to it?
I would like Dr. Manohari to explain on that. I would like to go after her. If I'm just to take a minute, Doctor, we have a complete different approach for that. So I believe Dr. Manohari, it's for you.
So the theory is what we apply for a vaccine. So we are talking about mRNA vaccine. It's new to the world. We are first time experiencing about mRNA vaccines. Prior to that, in past many many developments with other type of vaccines. From the small time, we of course vaccinated for different diseases. So the usual practice was either we give partially destroyed part of the virus or completely destroyed, like partially working. There are different ways of giving. So we generate immune response to the antigen that's entering the body. So same way, the virus, the vaccines that are developed for COVID is also have similar idea. Where we are trying to trigger, we give a small dose and we are trying to gently trigger the presence of the virus inside the body, so that the virus, our immune cells would be reacting first and then have kind of a recognition. So once, then again at another stage, we are expecting in case that virus enters again, we are much more recognized, our cells can recognize better. So that means we can fight over better. That's the idea of the vaccines. But
so your body basically knows what to do when the
yes,
virus
so that means once you get the glimpse, like a glimpse of the virus, and then okay, there is a kind of a virulent, but they are not going to come over like intensifying attack on it, but they say, and then the secondly when it enters, then we are like more ready for that. That's the idea of the vaccination. So there we have, and we are still observing what's going on, because vaccines, though they have developed, we don't know the extent, how far the strength of it's going to last, or whether other strains can impact whatever the vaccination had got. So there are certain things that the scientists yet to identify regarding the effectiveness of the vaccines we have in the world right now. So based on that, what we are trying to do is actually something very similar, not that we are like giving the virus or a part of virus or dead virus into you, but we are before whatever the way that it enters. It can be a mutated, can be a strong virus that is entering. So immaterial of what type of virus that is entering you, we are trying to guard ourselves by having much more healthier, strong blood profile. That's what we are trying to do. So it doesn't matter. So we are ready, whatever the virus, whatever the strain gets into our system. So we are trying to have a better fight over it. So it's another way of stimulation. We are not stimulating, but we are keeping the army ready. That's what we are doing. So MG4K is something like that. It's not, we don't have a challenge over the vaccination. Vaccination idea and vaccination is the only thing right now we can think of. That's how it goes. But then it has positive impact and it's a negative impact. We don't know, because it's mRNA vaccines, how it's in the future, whether there will be internal mutations that can harm us. We have no idea about it. So that we yet to identify.
It's still under investigation.
Yes, so we might take another 6 to 8 months to know, or maybe a year to know. But meantime, the virus mutation is not going to stop. It's going to keep, we are going to face with many new strains of the same virus. So we don't know how to handle it. So maybe it's like a flu cold vaccine that we get annually. Maybe we have to immunize ourselves annually. So we really don't. We are not gone there yet, because we are not even given the second dose that as planned to do. So now what we are actually trying to do is like whatever that we are ready. We want to keep our body, our system, our blood profile to be ready once any type of virus enters in the body. That's what we do.
To emphasize on the vaccination and what Dr. Manohari just said, The vaccination at the moment, it's at its infant stage, but there is no doubt the scientists in the world will find a cure for it. There is no doubt about that. They will find a vaccination, but at the moment, why we are saying there are a little bit of complications when it comes to the vaccination. A lot of people are restraining from taking the vaccination. So MG4K could be a completely alternative way of approaching COVID-19 for those who are worried of taking the vaccination. But for those who have taken the vaccination, and if they are a little bit worried about any side effects, I believe MG4K is the way forward, because this is also a scientific method approaching it's a different side. I can't say of the same coin. It's a different side when it comes for enhancing your immunity in the same manner. So I believe vaccination, if somebody asks me personally whether I will take the vaccination, I will say at the moment no. But if somebody asks me whether you will take MG4K, I will say yes, because it's a complete organic and it's a plant-based medication. I will say yes to that. So the vaccination is a complete different story. I do not want to offend anyone or to say this product is better than that product. It's nothing like that. But I have to have confidence in my product, in what I'm saying.
Right. So this leads me to the next question, because now you mentioned about vaccination. So let's say I have been vaccinated already.
Yeah.
Will this be helpful even then?
Definitely. Definitely it will help you a lot. For some people, yes. For some people, they might not even know whether they have other side effects or etc., etc. But even if you are vaccinated, that's why I said the vaccination program in the world, it's at a very infant stage. So you don't know, that's why this, whatever I'm saying, it could be backed up by, if you go through scientific findings and studies at the moment, they say you have to take the second dose. Now they are saying there is another complete different setup is coming up. So they are themselves, they know this is not the end. So if you are vaccinated, I believe you should take it. Even if you are vaccinated or if you are not vaccinated, I believe you should take it, because I have to speak honestly from my heart. I will take this. When the proper vaccination will come out, definitely I will look into that. But it will take a long time for us to come there. These are scientific facts. These are not just things that we are saying. These are scientific facts.
Right. So let's say someone has already got the virus and they have recovered. Why does this person have to take this supplement again?
There is a scenario like this. You can recover at what cost? That is the truth in this. We can go to war, we can win a war, but at what cost? Then you have to rebuild the entire system. So you need to understand that when the virus enters your body, it creates a lot of damage. And once you have overcome that and whatever, there's a tremendous cost for your body.
So will this help with the
yes,
damage?
The recovery, definitely.
The recovery?
That is one of the main things that we emphasize. Cellular repair and all the nitty-gritty. So Manu, if you can say, doctor, on that.
Yes. So so the component in MG4K actually assist to cellular repair back again, and better oxygen exchange, cellular oxygenation, we improve on that, and actually it's kind of a get into a more repair system. So so taking MG4K after infection, after you become PCR negative, if you think now the whole system is complete, we are going through the infection time and then we are recovered. The truth is actually the virus, it's where the damage it causes inside the body is kind of very severe. Sometimes it lasts many months because there are publications, there are certain scientific information published has seen after we declare them as recovered. There are after even 9 months, there are people who suffer of the because of the impact that they have got it from the virus. Yes, so it's like even in USA there are special areas, special hospitals. I know that they just cater these kind of patients because they do suffer. So even now we can see the impact is more. And also the other thing is sometimes some people develop serious issues of the heart conditions, liver conditions, kidney conditions. There are so many other issues that you end up. So this product actually helps of cellular repair back, but it's a long process. It's not a overnight change. But with this supplement, we can actually put you in a fast track of recovery. That's what we can do.
So what's the dosage like? Now we spoke of this having different ways of helping people with various diseases and who's suffering from blood pressure, maybe other ailments. What's the dosage like? Does it differ from person to person?
It changes. We have actually enclosed the dosage pattern, how you should take. But our recommendation is for first 5 days to take 3 tablets. That's 500 milligram each. That's morning, afternoon, evening. We also recommend to take that with food you eat, because idea is during food when you eat, at that time our digestion enzymes works. That's the time that we can actually properly break down our food and then absorb nutrients. So this is also a vegetable base, so that we recommend for the consumers to have it while they are eating their meals or soon after. Soon after you complete your meal, to take with the meal. So that's the best way. So we have the digestion enzymes will work on it better. So that's how it is. So we have a pattern of dosages, and then we can bring it down to 2 tablets per day. And after you complete 30 days, you can go on to just maintaining single tablet per day. But if you are a sufferer, of the COVID, our recommendation is to take 3 tablets a day for 3 months. That's our recommendation.
And who can actually consume this product? What demographic is eligible to safely consume this supplement?
So we have actually explained in our leaflet how it should take and to what categories that we are recommending this. So below 12 years we don't recommend due to a certain component we have put in there, because there's a chili component in it. And then after that we don't also not recommend for pregnant women, because we think we'll keep this because it's natural, it's a vegetarian component, but we still want to have more safety with that. And other than that, anybody, there's no age limit, there's no gender limit, anybody can have it, because it's just like same as you're taking a kind of concentrated vegetable in it.
We have taken safety. We have given utmost priority to safety. That's what it took us a long time to come up with this formula. It was based on safety. When the doctor said we don't give this product for ladies who are pregnant, it's not because there will be any side effects or anything, nothing like that. It just sometimes when you take this, you feel that you get a hunger, you want to eat more.
So this is like a precautionary?
Yes, it's a precautionary method. There is no side effects at all. It's just some people wants to eat more. Then when you take this product, it's flush your system fully. You can see that how it happens immediately. For a person who doesn't drink water, immediately they will start drinking water. So for a person who is who doesn't,
you will see changes in your system.
Guaranteed. You will start see changes in such a speed that it will surprise you. This is how to put it. We can say it in this manner. There is a saying: all the questions are good, but at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. So you have to take it. Other than that, we can talk about it, but it's a unique, beautiful product.
And I guess doctor has already answered my next question, which was, is this safe for vegetarians? And he said that this is a vegetarian product.
Yes,
Can you
that's right.
elaborate on what it consumes, what it contains, and why do you consider this safe for vegetarians?
So,
if I may, doctor,
Yes.
what is in the product? It's a secret. It's a secret, but doctor will break down. It's basically, it's a vegetable product.
Yes.
So we will not expose because it's a product, we will not expose what is in there, but it's 100% organic. There's nothing, no animal components in that at all, nothing. So doctor, maybe we'll continue from there if you want.
Right. So it doesn't carry any animal product in it. So it's completely vegetable based. So it's like 100% natural, organic, and then there are secret ingredients we cannot expose actually right now. So let's we hope that people can.
This is safe for vegetarians.
100% vegan.
100% vegan. Yes, 100% vegan. It's very safe to eat, take. And also we think, I mean, there's a massive population who doesn't want to get vaccinated. So for them, this is actually a kind of a good surprise coming as in how it can work in you. And it's a pretty good product because we can see there are so many products like, they are promoting vitamin D, vitamin C, like independently, individually. So, yes, so they have taken different, different ingredients as in to boost immunity. There are a lot of recommendations and different products in the market, but what we give is the full, platter.
It's kind of like an all-in-one
everything is there.
package.
What you need, everything is there. So we have not even rare minerals in it, what we need for the immune boosting, and amino acids. Amino acid, the full series is there. So this all has come from vegetables.
And let's say that we have followed the dosage correctly and taken it according to what's mentioned and what's advised. How will an individual who has consumed it know that this has actually worked?
Very simple answer, very straightforward, very simple answer. You don't have COVID. That's it. You won't get COVID. So as long as you don't get COVID, that means something is right. Now the problem comes, let's say you take the vaccination, next month you get COVID. And I mean something seriously wrong, no? So that's the truth. There is no way of knowing this. But there is a very unique part to this. The vaccination is given to people who don't have COVID. But this you can give even to a person who is COVID positive. And as long as you take this, we assure you, you will not get COVID. The virus will go into you again, like we mentioned earlier, but it will not go through the same cycle. You will not be tested positive. You will never be tested positive.
Well, so since we are on the topic of COVID, in a layman's point of view, let's explain the science behind this whole thing. What is COVID? What is coronavirus?
Well, as I explained to you earlier, the virus has different phases. So now it enters the host using ACE2 receptor pathway. So these ACE2 receptors actually concentrate in our body in major organs, and then this kind of a regulatory system. So the host, the virus entering the cell through the S protein in the virus is mediated through the ACE receptor. So once it enters, it's actually quickly overtake our cells, and it comes to the cell death level. So the virus impact is one that is causing at the end their overactivity is the one that is coming to cytokine storm, and then the internal organ failure happens with that. So
that's what coronavirus is in a
yes, that's what it does in the body. So that's what it does. And then the other part I have to mention is that though it's categorized as a respiratory disease, it enters other organs through the blood system.
So it starts off as a respiratory disease.
Yes, it comes in and out both ways. Like,
Right.
it enters your body like that, and then it's also enters other organs as well. So they have a very comfortable area after that they reach the digestive tract. So they can actually harness there, because enterocytes in our digestive tract lining has AC2 receptor, and even our blood vessels has. So they are like really, they can actually colonize there. So they can actually attack cells, and they can stay hiding inside our body like that. And also they can affect the pancreas, and then how people, another fact is that when they are infected, some people don't feel the smell, they don't take the taste, they can't feel the taste. So there are different ideas about why it has happened. So we have our own idea, finding and understanding about it. We think that vagus nerve, they have an impact with the lining. It affects the vagus nerve. So that's why we lose the senses, and that's why so we think that is a primary
symptoms.
Yes, like we think it's at another primary location where the virus can stay on and manipulate. So it's only thing is that it takes time. It doesn't express the symptoms fast enough for us to react to it. So it stays hiding in a sense. They really slowly manipulate. They really slowly get into our system. So that's why there's harmony. They're trying to keep that. They are very strong in what they're going to do, and they enter us in different way. So there are like certain points, even in the heart muscle, we have AC2 receptors that they can easily enter and damage. So there are certain organs that are vulnerable for the COVID virus.
So this leads me to the most important question. Are there any scientific evidence that your claim against fighting against coronavirus, has it been proven, has it been tested?
Everything we said, every question you asked us, and I believe you can ask us better questions. I mean, you asked good questions, but there are hard, deep questions. And everything what we said here, and the things that Dr. Manohari just said earlier, Western science is just touching upon it only right now. It is more, put it like this, it is more than meets the eye. The virus, it's more than meets the eye. We said how the virus will move. We published a paper, and that was about 1 year back.
Yes.
And in American Open Scientific Journal, on their website, they put it. And we have a complete different approach. And we are talking a complete different theory based on COVID-19. And what we can't understand, whether the scientific community out there in the West, whether they are overlooking this, or whether they completely have not seen this, or they are just not interested in looking at it. Because if someone who is in science, like when you asked us the question, whether can we back what we are saying, 100% we can back, because what we are saying, what Dr. Manohari just said regarding the vagus nerve and everything, of course 100%. But the thing is, these research are coming out, maybe in another 1 month time something will come, in another 3 months time something, and then all of a sudden they will go like, okay, so we found this. But we are saying, why you are saying you found this right now? Because from the get-go you did not look at the right place. If you look at the right place, you will see there's a trajectory, how this virus is moving through the body. Though it enters our body through the lungs, it doesn't mean it hangs around in our lungs. It's not in our lungs. The whole system begins to go out of the system. That's where everybody finds this breathing problem and all the other problems. Now, if I'm just to highlight a point, the world was going at a frenzy that they need respirator machines, that everybody can't breathe, so you need to have more machines for people to breathe. Now all of a sudden, it's not there anymore. And one time they were saying people were dying from pneumonia. And nobody died from pneumonia. Nobody died. It was a self-guarding mechanism within the lungs, that the lungs is the one that produced this like a glue-like substance to trap all the bacteria and whatever is in the lungs, which should not be there. But it was going out. They put the man on the ventilator. They pressed it back down his throat again into the lungs. So the virus is going out, by the machine is pushing it back in. So that's where it all happened. Now they have understood. But we said this 1 year ago. It doesn't work like that. So for some reason we stumbled upon that. We didn't stumble upon that. I don't like to say that word. We didn't stumble upon that like somebody stumbled upon, nothing like that. We carefully looked at it, and we looked at the reason how it is spreading. Maybe it's our luck, maybe it was our chance, but it's not. We don't put it on luck and chance. It was by closely observing the pattern how it was moving. So that's where we stand.
So we have come towards the latter part, so this would be my final question. And what does the future looks like with regards to COVID? And you did mention initially that this is here to stay. What does the future look like? Because we now see that there's a lot of economic issues going around, and this is not just for our country, but it's a global issue. So what does it look like, and how long would this take? What do you think?
The future will be like this. Whether we like it or not, COVID-19, maybe another variant of it, maybe another variant, you don't know whether you're going to call it what, I don't know. But they are here to stay. They were here from the same time we all came out from the primordial ooze, from the time of the dinosaur, for Neanderthal, for whatever, from the Big Bang, they were here and we were here as well. At one time, we went separate ways. But it doesn't mean COVID-19, the virus, was disappeared. He was somewhere else. But now, maybe in late 2019, maybe 2000, we again cross path. So the virus is here. The only problem, it was not the virus. It had a tremendous impact on every country's economy. That is that. It's not the virus. More people die every day than the virus. But now it has an effect on the economy. So I'm going to say something like this. Till the scientific community comes up with a vaccination, 100% guaranteed, there is no 100% anywhere, but where the majority can accept it and to know scientifically that it is safe, MG4K is the next best thing. When you take this, one thing I can say and emphasize and I can press down is that the world can go back to how it was before COVID-19. That means you don't need to wear the mask. You can.
I think that's everyone's dream.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I am saying. Even if you take the vaccine, what they say now the vaccine is, but which is not a vaccine at all, but you still have to wear the mask, you have to keep social distancing, all that is there. But what we are saying, if you take MG4K, and once we do this uniformly in a society, we can go back to normal. We go back to normal. By no means MG4K can kill the virus. That's your immune system will do that. We are helping the immune system to do that, and the rest, I believe, let's move on till someone else comes along, maybe Napoleon, I don't know. Doctor?
Any final words?
Yes, as he said, that virus is going to stay. Virus will come in different forms. It can go into hibernation, and maybe one time, in the future it will come in. But because we are keeping a track, the scientists in the world, they keep a track of how it mutates, and there's also tracking. We have a tracking system for the virus. So we will eventually know at what level it will going to go on, and maybe we can understand better once how it's going to settle down. So it may be sometimes it may looks like it has settled down, but it can pop up again in a different form. So it is going to stay. So it's all depend on how your life in the future, how you lead your life, whether you have enough sleep, whether you have enough nutrients, whether you have enough good air to breathe, and your water intake. And if you have balance, everybody has to live better life, good life. to thinking that we have to face this. We have to, it can be virus COVID this time, you know, it can be something that is coming out of the melting ice. We don't know that because there's already now ice caps are melting. So we may be faced with a different disease in the near future. So whatever the virus form, the bottom line is that we need to know how we are going to fight over any microorganism that is coming to the world. So that, with that note, I would like to say, you know, thank you for your questions, and you know, it's interesting talking to you. And you know, I believe strong in MG4K, and you know, it has helped a lot of people. So I hope it will be a product that would go to everybody, and you know, have a strong impact with COVID-19.
Now that we've given the general public an insight, I guess it's time for them to decide.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Alexander Pires, for speaking to us, and thank you, Dr. Manohari Wickramarachchi.
Yes, thank you.